Let's look at the different parts of Peak. Peak is designed to be a simple storytelling game, so there's only 3 types of card. First, there are the entity cards. The entity cards are the characters you're going to use in your stories. You can see the story attached to it. That's going to help give you a bit of background on the card and help inspire the place in the story world. Entities, as you can see, are people, companies, and things that represent characters or even a protagonist of the story. So they're going to tie very heavily into the plots and the real mechanisms of the story. Speaking of which, the second card is going to be a plot card or a feeling card. Okay? And you notice this is another glimpse card, as is the entity card as well. They're both types of glimpses into the future. So this is that feeling that you get inside the future, and it's gonna help motivate you to write some kind of plot for your story. It's taken from research into different types of plots and storytelling mechanisms. The third type of cards are report cards. These report cards are mini stories that document future events and are based on my research and speculative writing. They help create background material for stories and give the player something to respond to. Each one of them is locked into a 10-year time period, and they're all color-coded as well to that time period. I should note that Peak 1 contains the first half of this exploratory science fiction novel, so 2020 to the 2030s and 40s. And Peak 2 contains the second half, which is 2030 up until 2050 to 2060. So each period has its own report cards, and each report is a mini story or sort of an event that will or maybe won't happen in the future. So the events and reports and the characters and feelings are actually like a mini science fiction novel that takes place in a fractured and nonlinear way. They have their own embedded plots and relationships that unfold over time. You can start off with these science fiction novel reports, which are quite open. They're really just prompts for you to start storytelling, and they're really designed for you to explore over many different plays, many different viewings, many different readings. You can subvert them, build on them, use them as you want, pretty much do anything you want to do, except you just can't contradict them. The last card I'm going to bring up is the Get Critical card. The Get Critical card is important because it helps ground your stories. Otherwise, your stories might get too fantastic and too ridiculous. At the end of the game, when you're summing up the points, you're going to use this card to help determine the quality of the stories that you've told.